Hi everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we're going to be teaching day 2 of our TOEIC article for this month.
In day 1, we met Freddie, a popular music blogger.
Yep, that was yesterday when all my troubles seemed so far away. Quick Beatles reference there. Anyway, Freddie was contacted by Edward, a PR man working for an agency.
Edward wanted Freddie to do an unboxing video for a new product.
An unboxing video is where someone opens a product they've just bought, but not opened, and they do it on camera, telling the viewers what's inside it, what they think, and so on.
Edward's product is a reissued version of the Beatles' album Abbey Road.
And there we go, that's why I did the Beatles joke. Now, this was first released years ago, but this new version is a special edition that should be very popular with collectors.
Freddie's not sure about it, though. He has a recent edition of Abbey Road, and he wants to know what's so special about this new one.
Edward tells him that the songs have been processed to improve the sound and that the album contains a lot of bonus material.
Freddie wants to learn more about that.
But Edward says it should remain a surprise to make the unboxing video better.
And it seems like Freddie is interested enough to say yes to this idea and make the video.
Yep, Edward said, "Won't you please help me?" And Freddie said yes. Another Beatles reference. In today's lesson, we're going to look at the script for this unboxing video and see what's in the box. Let's read through it and find out.
Reading. A surprise package. The fun of an unboxing video.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got something really special for you. See this package here? Look at the shape. What could it be? Let's find out.
Freddie opens the cardboard box.
Let's see. It looks like a vinyl record. Whoa, it's the Beatles' Abbey Road album. This one is a classic. The music world thought this album was a huge accomplishment. The cover is really famous. It shows all 4 band members crossing Abbey Road in London. They took this picture right outside their studio. The cover is really thick. It doesn't feel like a normal album. Let's open it up. Okay, here's the record. It's a beautiful black disc. It has the Apple label in the middle. Apple Records was the Beatles' own record company. What else is inside? Oh, here's a hardcover book. It's full of interviews and articles about the album. And there are 2 more records with extra songs. Overall, it seems like this new version of Abbey Road includes some great historical items. And it will be fun to listen to on a record player.
Okay, so the article begins with Freddie introduces his topic, and I want you to imagine that we're all kind of watching this on YouTube.
Okay.
And that was another Beatles reference, at least to John Lennon anyway. Okay, so Freddie says, "Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel." Kind of typical YouTube introduction. This seems to be a YouTube channel, his own page where his followers can watch his videos and check them all out and stuff.
好，所以现在 Freddie 准备要开箱了。Next, Freddie says, "Today, I've got something really special for you."
Ooh, cool. Now he's obviously showing something on the video and says, "See this package here? Look at the shape. What could it be? Let's find out." To find out means to learn something, such as the answer to a question or some specific information. We generally use find out when we already know the question, but not the answer. So we could find out what happens like on the next episode of a TV show, for example.
Let's find out. Freddie 在邀请我们一起来一探究竟。The article then gives some description, which is Freddie opens the cardboard box.
Cardboard is a very stiff kind of paper, often made with a bit of paste that helps make it stronger, thicker, and able to hold its shape better. Most boxes are made of cardboard.
cardboard 硬纸板或是卡纸板，那 a cardboard box 那指的就是纸箱。So what's inside the box?
Freddie says, let's see. It looks like a vinyl record. Vinyl is a special kind of plastic that in the past was the material used to record music on. These vinyl records were thin black discs. I'm sure you've seen old records like that, about that big, kind of all black around the outside with a sticker in the middle.
Vinyl 这边指的是黑胶唱片。那不知道同学们有没有 I don't have any vinyls, do you?
No, I don't. I wouldn't have a way to play them. My dad has loads, though.
Okay, so is it for old generation?
No, actually vinyl is becoming really popular with people who do like music a lot. They're also used a lot by DJs because they can play them on the decks and stuff.
So next Freddie says, wow, it's the Beatles' Abbey Road album. This one is a classic.
A classic is something that has proved popular for many years and is a great example of a particular kind of art, music, or literature. Now here we're using the word as a noun, but we could also use it as an adjective. For example, we could say Casablanca is a classic movie.
Classic 在文章里面当名词用，直接代表经典作品。那 classic 也可以当作形容词哦，代表经典的，像是 a classic song 经典的歌曲 ，a classic movie 派刚提到的经典的电影，或者是 a classic novel 经典的小说。Next Freddie says, the music world thought this album was a huge accomplishment.
Okay, so the music world means people who like music, people in the music business, people who wrote about music. That's what we mean. An accomplishment is anything great that you've done. An accomplishment likely took a lot of effort, a lot of time, or quite a bit of skill. And it's the kind of thing that when you look back on it, you're proud of it. For example, getting to the top of Everest for the first time was a huge accomplishment in mountain climbing.
Accomplishment 代表成就、创举，那里面藏了一个动词是 accomplish。这个动词呢，代表实现或达到。For example, the police accomplished their mission in less than 30 minutes. 警察不到30分钟就完成了他们的任务。那回到文章来哦，这边 Freddie 就跟他的观众介绍到，这张唱片被视为一大创举。
Okay, so Freddie continues his unboxing and talks about the album. He says the cover is really famous. It shows all 4 band members crossing Abbey Road in London.
Yes, that's a famous photo. Many people go to Abbey Road these days and cross the road in the same way and have their photo taken.
Yes, and they have to watch out for cars as they do it because it's a road, you know. You've got to be careful. So next, Freddie says they took this picture right outside their studio. Now here we're using the word studio to mean a special space for recording music. It's full of recording equipment and instruments, and it's set up so sound from outside can't get recorded as well. There are other types of studios as well, so the word can mean any special space for making a kind of art. So we could talk about a painter's studio, or a film studio, maybe even a dance studio, and so on. Here's an example. The musicians arrived at the studio and began practicing to record some songs.
Studio 代表工作室，那这边呢，它是跟音乐相关的，所以我们会说它是一个录音室，它是一个 recording room。那或者是电视、电影的摄影棚也可以叫做 studio 哦。As part of the unboxing video, Freddie shows the album, right?
Yeah, he's actually talking about the physical feeling.
Yeah.
He says, the cover is really thick. It doesn't feel like a normal album. So the word normal means ordinary, standard, nothing special from what we usually get. So on a normal day, nothing special happens. You get up, eat breakfast, go to work or school, have your lunch, come home, eat dinner, do your homework, maybe watch a bit of TV or play video games, and go to sleep. If some crazy stuff happens, this isn't a normal day. For example, we could say, this children's book is much bigger than normal books for adults.
Normal 这个形容词的解释很简单，它就叫做普通的、平常的。那 Freddie 这边就说，这张唱片感觉起来不是一般的唱片。Then Freddie says, let's open it up.
So inside this album cover, he sees some more stuff and says, okay, here's the record. It's a beautiful black disc. Now, I mentioned the word disc earlier when we talked about vinyl records. A disc is a flat, circular sort of shape of something. So think of CDs and DVDs. These names, of course, include the word disc in the name. Compact disc and digital video disc. Okay, so it's that kind of shape. For example, we could say, if you put the disc in your computer, it will start playing by itself.
Disc 指的是唱片、光碟。那我们说的 CD、DVD 后面的那个 D 指的都是 disc。那 Freddie continues to describe the album. He says, it has the Apple label in the middle.
So the word label can mean any kind of attached piece of writing on something, like the information that tells you how much it costs in a store, or what's in some food, or the size of an item of clothing. When we talk about records, though, we're using the word label to mean the circle of paper that's stuck onto the middle of a vinyl record that gives the name of the artist, the name of the album, and sometimes the songs on the album and what's on each side. We can also use the word label to mean a record company. For example, if we're talking about music labels on records, we could say, this record has the famous chess label right in the center.
Label 指的是标签、标记。But why is there an Apple label on this one?
I heard Steve Jobs played drums on one of the tracks.
Really?
No. Different Apple, okay?
Different Apple.
Yeah, this is not the Apple that we know today. Freddie explains that Apple Records was the Beatles' own record company.
所以 Apple Records 这个是苹果唱片公司，跟我们现在熟悉的苹果手机、电脑是不一样的。They're different. And Freddie keeps unboxing. He asks, what else is inside? Oh, here's a hardcover book.
We call a book a hardcover when the cover on the outside is hard and doesn't bend. Hardcover books are usually more expensive when you buy them, but they can have kind of nicer pictures on the front and they don't get damaged so easily. The other kind of book is called a paperback book, all one word.
Hardcover 指的是精装本，那它是硬皮的，所以就如字面上所显示的 hardcover. So Edward was talking about this bonus material. But what's written in the book? Freddie says it's full of interviews and articles about the album.
Oh, that's pretty cool. If something is full of another thing, it contains a lot of that thing.
Be full of 代表充满某物。For example, her eyes are full of tears. 代表她双眼充满泪水，泪眼汪汪的感觉。那回到文章里面，这本书它里面都是充满关于这张专辑的访问和文章。
So Freddie goes on to say, and there are 2 more records with extra songs.
Really?
So that's pretty cool. Maybe they were some songs the Beatles recorded, but they never got onto the final album. Maybe they were rehearsal takes, or maybe just other little songs that they were playing around with at the time, but they couldn't quite finish. So it's the sort of thing you might get on a classic album if they get a special edition, or a rare album with sort of different versions of songs. Maybe we tried it in a different style at one point and we decided that wasn't working, so this is what we can expect in this sort of album.
Freddie now gives his review of what he has. He says, overall, it seems like this new version of Abbey Road includes some great historical items.
So we have a few words to look at here. The first one is overall. This adverb is used to give a final impression or opinion of something that takes everything else into account. When we say overall, we're describing the whole thing, not the small details or the individual parts of it.
Overall 这个副词呢，代表整体来说，大体而言。那如果你在写文章，你在做一个 presentation， 做结论的时候，在 conclusion 的部分，你可以使用。We also have the word version.
Yeah, version is similar to the word edition we looked at yesterday. It's a particular type of a thing or one kind where there are more than one kind. For example, the movie version of a book might be different from the story in the book. This version of the record, when we say that, we mean this particular one here, which is different from the others. Not the original one, not the one I bought 10 years ago, not a different one that maybe was 25 years ago. It's this version, this form of this record.
Version 这个字呢，代表版本。那跟这个 edition 不一样的地方呢，是在于不同的 versions， 它的内容跟原版内容会有所不同。那 edition 它多半指的是出版方式的不同，比如说有精装本、平装本等等的。One thing that makes this version different is all the historical items.
The word historical is an adjective that means to do with history, so past events. Historical items means items from the past. Cool stuff that people will enjoy hearing these days as they tell us about the past. They tell us what life was like, what was going on at the time. For example, we could say many of these historical buildings have been repaired so that people can still enjoy them.
Historical 这个形容词呢，代表有关历史的或是历史的。那像是呢 historical documents 那就是关于历史的文献 ，historical novels 那就是关于历史的小说。那另外一个也是形容词，它叫做 historic。两个字有什么不一样呢 ？historic 它代表的是历史上著名或重要的，或者是呢有历史意义的，比如说 a historic day 具有历史意义的日子，或者是 a historic moment 具有历史意义的时刻。
So Freddie finishes his unboxing video by saying, and it will be fun to listen to on a record player. So a record player is the special machine you use to play vinyl records. There's usually a little needle. You kind of put it in the track, and as the thing spins round, the needle, and that's how it sort of turns the recorded information into sound that is then pumped out through the speakers. Now, my dad has a record player, so do many people who grew up with that kind of music, because these kind of records, you can't play them on a CD player, you can't play them on a computer. Although I will say, my dad has a special kind of record player that turns his records into digital files.
Oh.
So, because if he wants to put stuff on his phone or his, whatever he plays music on, so he took all these old records that he bought when he was younger and people listened to vinyl all the time, and he turned them into like MP3s or whatever, and then put them on his music player.
Oh, that's a cool machine.
Yeah, so he kept all that kind of music. So I remember he spent, many weekends, when he was coming towards the end of his work, I'm just going to go into the room, I'll listen to these records, and as I do, I'll convert them into little MP3 files.
So normal record players can't do that.
No, you'd need to buy something special for something like that.
Special ones can do that.
Yes, there is another word for a record player. We can call it a gramophone. For those kind of ones, yeah, you might. If you look up gramophone, I think it's GRAMOPHONE. You will see what a gramophone looks like.
好，所以 gramophone 跟这个 record player， 它们就指的是黑胶唱片机，可以把黑胶唱片放上去，然后呢放上那个针，它就开始转，音乐就会出来了。
And that brings us to the end of the article. So let's go to today's For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So today's For You Chat question is, have you seen an unboxing video before? Do you like them? What do you think is so fun about watching bloggers take things out of box?
Okay, yes, I've seen a few unboxing videos.
Like what?
Computer stuff, mostly. I worked for a computer company for a while and I saw a few example videos of how people reviewed the things by taking them out of the boxes. They were okay. They were sort of vaguely interesting.
Yeah.
I mentioned in day one that board games is another thing that people unbox. Now, these videos might be kind of interesting, but I don't like them because they spoil the surprise.
Oh, yes.
I want to buy that thing and I want to take it out of the box. Like when I was a kid at Christmas, opening boxes with games and stuff and seeing what's in them, that's so much fun.
So you should be the one that's doing the unboxing video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can see why it's interesting to see if you're never going to buy that thing or if you're not sure about it, you could watch a video of doing it and you'd kind of learn about it. But I think if it's something you really want, watching a video would kind of like, oh, you're having the fun that I want to have. So I would not watch unboxing videos for something like that, something I really wanted, like a game.
Okay.
For a phone, for a computer.
Maybe okay.
Sure, yeah, because for me, those are just things I use, not things I love.
But have you ever bought the product after watching the videos?
No.
No.
I keep my computer stuff like that very simple and I just kind of buy fairly cheap and fairly basic because
So you were just watching them for fun?
Yeah, just to kind of see what's going on, maybe see what people think, something like that.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you really watch these videos much?
Maybe some cosmetics unboxing videos.
There's not much in a box though, is there?
No, not really. Just a small tiny box.
Okay.
And with maybe 1 or 2 cosmetic products in the box.
Yeah.
And then normally, I just watch tutorials.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Right.
Okay, well, that is the end of today's TOEIC article. Thanks for watching, everybody. For English for You, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
A surprise package. The fun of an unboxing video.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got something really special for you. See this package here? Look at the shape. What could it be? Let's find out.
Freddie opens the cardboard box.
Let's see. It looks like a vinyl record. Whoa, it's the Beatles' Abbey Road album. This one is a classic. The music world thought this album was a huge accomplishment. The cover is really famous. It shows all 4 band members crossing Abbey Road in London. They took this picture right outside their studio. The cover is really thick. It doesn't feel like a normal album. Let's open it up. Okay, here's the record. It's a beautiful black disc. It has the Apple label in the middle. Apple Records was the Beatles' own record company. What else is inside? Oh, here's a hardcover book. It's full of interviews and articles about the album. And there are 2 more records with extra songs. Overall, it seems like this new version of Abbey Road includes some great historical items. And it will be fun to listen to on a record player.
Vocabulary Review.
Accomplishment. John sold 42 televisions to customers last month, which is an accomplishment he feels proud of. Studio. The famous scientist went to a TV studio to be interviewed on a news show. Normal. While his wife has to work at night, Thomas works normal hours and is always home by dinner time. Disc. The old record store had thousands of second-hand discs for sale in the back of the shop. Label. Katie looked at the label on her sweater to see which company made it. Historical. Our offices are in a historical building that was built by a Japanese company 100 years ago.
智慧小补帖
cardboard, vinyl, hardcover, overall, version.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net